Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be talking about water mixable oil paints, whether I think they're good or completely rubbish. I'm also going to be mentioning a brand that I've used called Cobra, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe of course if you're new, and let us begin. I'm first going to tell a little story about my experience with water mixable oils. A few years ago I was using Winsor & Newton oil paints, and if you've ever used them before you probably know that they have a pretty strong scent. I don't have any complaints about the Winsor & Newton oil paints aside from that. Their pigmentation is really incredibly beautiful. It's very, very strong. However, because of the scent and because I was painting so regularly, I thought I should probably make a change and look for an alternative. I had no clue about oil paints that had less of a scent, so I rang up an art shop in England and and I said, hello, can you please help me? I really want to have oil paints that have less of scent. The lady who I spoke to recommended this brand called Cobra, and she said that it was water mixable, and I thought this is an amazing idea because you get the great opportunity to use oils with the ease of just filling up a jar of water and mixing your paints the way you would use watercolours or acrylic. So I bought a very small set. I believe it was around £20 to £30, so it certainly wasn't cheap by any means, but it wasn't the most expensive. I then went on to use Cobra paints for about a year. I don't use them anymore. However, I really found it such an interesting experience. In terms of the odour, yes, the odour is lower than any of the Winsor & Newton oil paints. However, it's certainly not invisible. If you're totally allergic to scents, then you would want to steer clear of this because there is still a paint scent, it's just not strong. The best selling point of these paints is that they have the most incredibly beautiful finish. It's almost like this pastoral, soft, very tonal, amazing look at the end of a painting. They do take longer to blend, and so you have to factor that in. Because I like to work really fast, in the end I ended up deciding to go back to the traditional oil painting paints. But if I had more time and I had time to work with them, I do enjoy the experience, and I particularly enjoy the finished result. The actual blending, because it takes longer, it's more work, so it's a little bit more work on your arm. They're not quite as good at getting the finer details because you can't thin them out as much as you can traditional oil paint with medium. At least that was my experience. I just want to show you a painting that I created using, because this painting is massive, I'm actually going to do a disappearing act. So here is a painting that I used, created using the Cobra water mixable oil. In conclusion, I don't think that water mixable oils are rubbish. I think they're just so different to using the traditional oils. So if you love the blendability experience of using traditional oils, I don't think you're going to get that experience with these particular oil paints. However, if you really want to switch to water mixable, then these Cobra oil paints are an amazing choice. I'm not sponsored by them. I should have said that at the beginning of the video, but they don't know who I am and if I even exist. Just as a final note, if you're into using traditional oil paints but you don't want a strong scent and you're worried about toxic chemicals, then you might want to try out the brand Gamblin, as in Gamblin oil paints. I know I've reviewed Gamblin mediums on my channel. I absolutely adore them. I think they're brilliant because they tend to have a very low odour, and Gamblin has a great philosophy. They tend to make sure that the toxic chemicals are out of their products, which I think is great, and the oil paints don't have a strong scent, so you might want to check out those. The Gamblin oil paints have a more traditional feel and are really fantastic for glazing with normal mediums. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've tried water mixable oils and what you thought of them. I will see you soon, and thank you so much. Take care, guys.